Hey folks, it's once again, unfortunately, Terrence Tea Time Toupée reporting live from my kitchen. All I know how to do is make tea. I'm Terrence Tea Time Toupée. It's my alter ego. Get with it. So, how do you make tea? You got two ingredients, water and faith. And you just gotta believe that the tea is going to turn out in a favorable condition. You need some kind of teapot. I got one right here. You can put tea in it. It's a pot. Not that hard to figure out. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to put that on the range. Does anyone say range other than like a Sears salesman from the 50s? In the 50s, people used ranges to, they would heat up milk and then put red meat in it. And they would force feed their baby red meat to get it to go to sleep. They also gave it just a pint of scotch. And a little bit of cocaine behind the gums never hurts a baby. And those kids were, well, there's a lot of counteracting substances, so it's not really clear what the medical directive was there. Terrence Tea Time Toupée, thanks for chilling out. I'm an idiot and I'm making tea. So, Earl Grey. You've heard of this, you're hearing about Earl Grey in the news, right? I don't know. Not paying attention to that. So this is a decaf, and as I've spoken about in my previous streams, the schism in the tea and joint community that has been formed by the caffeinated versus decaffeinated, it's destroyed families. I got divorced because of it. Just the way she goes, you know. So right now the water is thinking about getting hot. When it does that, it'll begin to boil. And if you need any other lessons in just how hot stuff works, check me out on YouTube. I'm Terrence Tea Time Toupée. Look me up on LinkedIn. I guess I at one point had a LinkedIn, and then I didn't. And yet still I receive emails from LinkedIn. I don't have an account anymore. I deleted it, so what gives? Just when I thought I was linked out, they linked me right back in. Speaking of being stupid, I was thinking today about how everyone, like everyone's dumb now, like everyone's like, you're stupid, and like, I'm stupid, and it's just interestingly, it's like before you form an opinion is when you're most intellectually malleable, so you can take in new information, process it, retain it, because it's just new information. Like, you haven't had a chance to focus that lens yet. The lens, whether it's political or religious or whatever, Power Ranger you like, or how you like your tea. You like decaf or calf, Martha? But all those lenses, they once they pull into focus, then it's game over. Once there's an inkling of allegiance, that's it. So I think what you should do is just not have as many opinions. Isn't that the only way to fix it? Like, you gotta be careful with opinions. They might make you stupid. So I preach abstinence when it comes to that. Instead of risking that, just don't have the opinion. And if you do, it should be a dessert, an epistemic dessert to the information that you've taken in. You get to have it after you have all the information. You don't just go right to the... But that's what you do now. So how do you fix that? I don't know. Make tea. Starbucks, thank you to Starbucks for paying me to use their product in the stream. Starbucks, drink it. It's fine. I didn't write the slogan, they told me to say that. So as you've heard, we've reached the tea boiling stage. I've only been doing this for 6 minutes. I don't actually believe that can be possible. So all you do to make tea is get the cup, mug. If you happen to have a mug from Starbucks, who've agreed to pay me $40,000 for this product placement, even better. The better the mug, the better the tea's gonna taste. Terrence Tea Time Toupée, man, I've seen it all. I've seen every kind of tea there is. So, the tea is here. It's fine, now I have to drink the entire thing on stream. It's not a joke. I really have to finish this entire tea or I can't stop. That's the rule. I don't know who made the rule. I think it's a natural law. It's like if you do a tea stream, you drink that thing all the way down to the bottom of the cup, or it's not over. So, number one thing about tea they teach you at tea school, it's hot, look out, you might burn yourself, dummy. Because I've done it a number of times. That's how I got to be Terrence Tea Time Toupée, through failure. Because really the only way you can fail at tea is if, like, I injure yourself. Which I did every single time I made tea. First 30 times I made tea, I broke a bone in my body. You understand how crippled I am? It was only on attempt number 31 that I finally figured out I don't need to get my entire spine involved. I don't need to exert myself that much. It basically makes itself. Another fun thing about tea, it's the only fluid you can drink or beverage that is just a letter spelled out, the sound of a letter T, you know? Is that true? Okay, now we have to all think about that. What are the other letters they got there? They got Y. There's no G. Hey, you want some G? Come on over, have some G with me. It's not a thing. Don't try to convince me it is. P's a beverage for some people. It's not the only one. There might be more, but if there's more than one, who cares? So, sorry about that. You know, I'm trying to combat the spread of misinformation. And I don't want to be telling people that tea is the only beverage that sounds just like a letter in the alphabet. I guess it's not true. So, I guess I'll go the way of Brian Williams now, who's still on TV. Huh? Yeah, he's just hanging out. He's like, remember when I lied? Forget about it. Okay, what's going on? He just shows up to work. The problem, they never actually rehired Brian Williams. He just showed up to work, sat down. They're like, I guess we'll just build a new set around him, give him a new time slot. Move Matt out at 9:30, I don't know. Remember when they got rid of that big old guy on MSNBC like 15 years ago because he spoke out against the Iraq War? Or, I don't know. But it's like, you should hire people to have an opinion, and then when they have one, you fire them. I don't get it. As a person in the media, I don't get it. So, no insight whatsoever. You can take that to the bank. Take that to the bank and cash it. And then say, I have a gun. And then since you've done that, you might as well ask them to hand over money, you know. And you were wearing a ski mask walking in, so you can take all that money. You can live a good life, you know. So that's what you can do. Tea, it's hot. That should be the slogan. Tea, come get it. It's still hot. Tea, come get it. It's still hot. That's the motto. I think that's really good. That's really gonna push tea. Tea. Can't even say it. Terrence, tea time Toupée. You know, I have a lot of stories about my time. I have quite a storied career. It's a career that people are like, wow, it's so storied. I'm like, I know. You know, I went to Nepal. I invented a new kind of tea out of... I feel like I'm darker than I was the last time I did this. What's different? Nothing's different, so why am I darker? I don't understand what's happening. Went to Nepal, invented a new type of tea made out of mistletoe and windshield wiper fluid. Mix it together, put it in the hot water. It tasted like what it was. Pretty good. So I'm thinking as a bit, I'm gonna become like just a guy who's really enthusiastic about getting out the vote in like off-year elections, not even primaries, like this election coming up. Just like, you gotta vote on whether they make a new city ordinance where you're not allowed to drive if you took Advil PM, or you're not allowed to have a car that's purple. Or, you know, should a bug be mayor? You know, that kind of stupid crap. That's what's on the referendum, essentially. But I think it'd be funny if you were someone who's really trying to get people to get out and vote for that kind of thing, and then when something like 2016 or 2020 happens, you're like, what? Like, you don't even know that it's happening? Like, you don't even know that there is a president, like, that the office exists, but you're so about, like, making sure that, like, your grass can't grow above, like, 1/8 of an inch. That really draws out the passion in you. Like, this is the most important election of your lifetime. That was fun to hear incessantly, right? 5 years ago, and then again a year ago. And you're like, wait a minute, you were lying one of the times. And it's like, well, maybe that's true, but if it's going to get more important every year, why even bother pointing it out? Or every, cycle. They can't all be, you gotta pick one. Why is, like, It's like the election has its own like marketing team. Like you would think democracy would kind of like sell itself. I don't know, it seems like a pretty good product. People want it, you know. I guess it's not a product. It's like this something bigger, like a divine property that you're born with is like freedom to vote for a guy and then get real mad at him. About 3 years in, you start getting a little tired of the guy, even if you were real gung ho. And then about 6 years later, when the new guy's there, you're like, yeah, the old guy sucked, but this guy sucks too. And then your guy will win again. Be like, yeah, it's a better guy. 3 years in, you know, he got caught looking at boobs. He gets impeached because he looked at the boobs. You're like, I hated him the whole time. He was always a creep. And I should actually start drinking the tea at some point, because I don't want to do this for more than like 30 minutes. This is an absurd use of my time. You have to understand what I do for you people. I guess I have honey here. I didn't put anything in this. Really hardcore tea drinker, you know. I like to get the stuff straight, you know. Wish I could put this in a needle. It's fun to joke about, you know, serious drug addiction and suffering. I think it's hilarious because I'm Terrence Tea Time Toupée, and I'm just kind of stupid. You know, I don't know like how to say stuff or like what kind of stuff to say. I'm not very polished, you know. So I'd say at this point I've sipped maybe like an ounce of tea. And I'm going to be providing ouncely updates. Each ounce I will tell you when I have drank it. One problem, I don't know what an ounce actually is. Couldn't visualize it. I could visualize a pint. I can see a pint in my mind. But an ounce is just like, I don't know, it's like when you blow your nose. Is it about an ounce? More than that? How many times do you have to blow your nose? That's the only yardstick through which I can understand anything, any kind of volume or measurement, you know. How many boogers tall is the Eiffel Tower? You know, I'm a gross guy. Big ups again to Starbucks. Starbucks making you have diarrhea. That's original. The joke is the diarrhea is funny. That's it. Get over yourselves. Why don't you come down to my level? Let's joke about, you know, pooping. You can joke about pooping. If that's still okay in Biden's America. Are you still allowed to do poop jokes in Biden's America? Yeah, I was at Walgreens. There's something there called a CPAP face mask, I want to say. So, I think when I turn 50, I'm just gonna kind of run into a forest and whatever happens, happens, you know. I mean, not 50, but you know, when you start eating, even the suggestion that things are gonna start going downhill, nah, I'm good. thanks. I don't want to deal with foot disease or, monkey nut, turtle breath, any of the various ailments that come on with age. I don't want to deal with, I don't want to have to live my final years with, garbage bag leg or Mike Ditka face, or, oily sockets, gray bottoms, forgot where my butt is disease, Dorito syndrome, classic cancer. That one's not, I didn't come up with that one. But that's why I like to do the occasional exercise here and there, because I don't want to get old and have nail clip fingers. I don't want to get orange beard. I don't want to get peg leg. Definitely don't want to get peg leg. Don't want to have cookie nightmares. Don't want to become... I don't want to have spider ear. It looks like it sucks. So, I'm trying to skip over that. That's why I'm just drinking tea. I'm Terrence Tea Time Toupée. And I was told I need to hold the Starbucks logo outward. Or the Starbucks guy who... He ran for president and I've now forgotten his name. That's how little he had going for him, other than that he was the Starbucks guy. How can I not remember his name? Because he just... What did he burrow a hole in the earth after that? You never heard from that guy again. That's why I don't remember him. What was his platform? Like, creamers should be extra? I can't... Like, I'm doing what am I, Jay Leno? And I'm doing topical jokes about an election that is come and gone. What's my deal? I'm supposed to have my finger on the pulse. I don't know what anything is. So anyway, thank you to that guy for sponsoring this stream. I was told I'm gonna be sent 50 bags of expired coffee as a thank you. So I don't... Thank you, but I don't want it, so I'll just have... It was a weird gift, and that's just the kind of guy he is, so I'm glad he's not the president. I would say we're about 60% full. The cup is 60% full of tea. And I'd say I've drank about probably another ounce or 2 ounces, or possibly 7. Drink some number of ounces. But if you watched my previous stream, you'll remember me, Terrence Tea Time Toupée, explaining to you the science behind tea. So, the further down it goes, the cooler it gets. Therefore, the faster I can drink it. It took me 52 years of studying tea to understand that. I didn't know what was happening. I thought, it's different, but what is it? And I didn't realize it's not as hot now. Now I can drink it. These are just the sorts of things you learn when you're Terrence Tea Time Toupée. I should have put honey in the tea. There's no turning back now, though. It's not like I could just reach up here, get the honey, and put it in the tea. Is that what you're suggesting? Have you lost your mind? Something that's fun to do is drink tea with 2 hands, like you're a little baby Yoda. they still doing Baby Yoda? Does anybody care about this anymore? I thought he was like the new Minions. Like, I thought he was gonna be, you know, eventually they were gonna make, like, in Mexico, someone was gonna make like a illicit, non-sanctioned Baby Yoda character peeing on George Lucas. So, like, I thought it would be at that status, you know, the Calvin and Hobbes, Garfield, Scooby-Doo. Hey Arnold, let's just name cartoons now. Who cares? It's just content. Cat Dog. There was an episode of Cat Dog where the cat or the dog went into the other thing's mouth, and they're connected, so it walked through the mouth and it just kept going into the mouth. And I was like, that was like watching someone divide by zero to me when I was a kid, because I didn't understand how he was getting, it just went like infinitely into itself. So Cat Dog, The Simpsons, you know, Homer Simpson, a ubiquitous symbol, you know. Like, you could do like a Homer Simpson pictogram denoting like gender on a bathroom door, and people would be like, that is definitely a bathroom for Homer Simpson only. It's very obvious who that is. So there's all kinds of things going on in the world. You may find yourself overcome by it all. Well, you know, with the stuff, it's bad. And, you know, the mechanisms of late capitalism are kind of like carving the earth up into like dust and making it so you can't live on it anymore, and that's, I mean, not optimal. I think we could do a little better. And you can appoint people to try to combat it, but they're placed into a structure that's designed to be impotent from the ground up, that would take generations to dismantle completely and spur new change that can actually change the material conditions of people's lives. But there's nothing you can really do about that. But you know what? You can just drink tea. That's something you can do. You have control of tea. Put it in your mouth. Drink it. Feel very in control of this tea. So this tea is, if you feed it to a baby, or if you force a baby to somehow drink it, the baby will develop second sight, and it's just one of the side effects of Earl Grey Tea. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I guess go for it. But as for me, you know, I'm not a baby, although the doctor says I have the brain of a baby and the butt of a baby, he said. Didn't understand how that was medically relevant. But yeah, if you want your baby to have second sight, Earl Grey Tea might do the trick. We'll see about it. Hey, it's me, Jay Leno. I guess. Here's my monologue. Here's my Jay Leno monologue. It was quite a hot one here in Burbank, wasn't it, folks? Did you guys take the I-7? You take 25. You take Route 1. You take Route 2050. You took Route 50. That's gonna set you back 3 hours. Don't do that. What'd you take? I-7? I-7, what are you, an idiot? What are you from New York? Okay, you over there, how'd you get here? Okay, you took the I-37, that connected to I-12. Okay, that checks out. Then where'd you go from there? Oh, you took 31, yeah, that'll get you right here. That's good. That's the right answer. Did it any other way, you got here the wrong way. Jay Leno, that's thanks for watching our show tonight. Thank you to Ryan Lewis, he's a real guy. Thanks to Zoe Deschanel. Thanks to Garth Brooks, and thanks to John Oliver. Thanks to Kevin Eubanks for running to get my groceries during the taping. Sorry you couldn't make the episode, bud, but you know what? My assistant has COVID, or she had it, then she died. But Jay Leno, come on, watch me do my stupid show. You know, I'm like 70 years old, and I just drive a little red car around, and people wave to me, and it's just like being on the show, man. Really gives me a rush. I say to myself, who am I? I say, I'm Jay Leno. I say, that's right. And I go in the garage and I do a monologue. And I'm just, it's off the cuff, baby. I still got it. I'm Jay Leno, man. You think I'm gonna lose that? I do really good jokes, like, you know, hey, Demi Moore was in the news today. That's cool, you know. Why don't you Demi less, huh? Try that. And then, like, my wife yells at me and she's like, you have to take out the trash. I'm like, don't we have someone hired to do this? She's like, yeah, Kevin Eubanks, but he's getting your stupid groceries, man. Let the guy off the hook. And, you know, that whole thing in 2009, 2010, when I gave Conan late night and then I took late night back, you know, I did that because I don't like guys with red hair, you know, it freaks me out, so I wanted to freak him out. I wanted to get back at him. I'm Jay Leno, I'm vindictive, spiteful. I actually imagine that Jay Leno just kind of like goes backstage and he just dematerializes. Like, he doesn't actually have any kind of life or existence like outside the set. Basically, right on cue, he rematerializes, comes out, does the show. And a lot of people say that's just kind of an optical illusion of the light. There's no Jay Leno. That's been doing that since the beginning of time. We just decided to build a show out of it. So they just moved the set, they moved the studio somewhere else, because he's kind of like a poltergeist. He can only stay in one place. That's Jay Leno. I read that on Wikipedia. Check it out. I wrote it. I wrote the article, but I didn't post. I don't know why. They said something about accuracy, and so I was like, okay, I'll just put it in a notepad file, and then I'll just log back in there when like the mods aren't looking. I'll just put it back, and it hasn't worked so far. So so yeah, but I can attest that all of that is completely accurate. Sorry. So the other thing that's going on in the world, it's fall, right? Autumn's totally here. You can't deny it. I'm still Jay Leno, by the way. It was so cold in Burbank today. And, you know, a lot of people came here from New York. They said, hey, it's cold here too. And I said, you're telling me. Anyway, we got Zoe Deschanel and Kevin Eubanks. Man, I miss you, man. I'm sorry that I made you get my dry cleaning. Jay Leno, check me out on LinkedIn. I got nothing going on, dude. I'm getting into birdhouses. It wasn't supposed to get like this. Don't you like it when you like, there's a celebrity who you kind of like, or just a creative whose output you like, and they kind of develop like weird hobbies that they post about suddenly, and you're like, I don't. Once you are old and rich, they don't have anything else to do. It's like, okay, have fun, but I don't know. You wouldn't say anything to them about it, but it's like, why don't you do the thing you do, you monkey? Like me, for example, many of my fans, they come to me, they say, you know, how come you're always posting about jigsaw puzzles and early 1920s pornography and not doing your famous YouTube streams where you just make tea and you talk in a monotone voice? It's like, you know, I gotta recharge to be able to deliver this level of content. I can't just churn these out, man. You gotta be in the right headspace. I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure like there's as much brain activity happening right now as there would be if I was in a coma. So yeah, not thinking too hard. So Earl Grey Tea. You know, if you go to the club, go to the bar, next time you go to the club, say, hey, give me an Earl Grey Tea. Make it as hot as possible. Fill it to the top, no lid. And I'm going to walk in the middle of the dance floor and I'm going to walk kind of like this. And I hope that's not a problem. And they'll say, get out of here. Your money's no good here. You say, gee, thanks, it's free. Because you're, you know, stupid. We've been over this. So you get banned from that club. It's fine. If they don't have Earl Grey tea, what's the point? I've done that. We've all been there. So we've got, you know, time for the cup check. Yeah, you can see that, right? Yep. So there's just like, I don't know, 2 ounces left, maybe 5, maybe 10 ounces. I'm gonna say, if I really had to estimate, I want to get this right. I want to be an honest reporter of these events. You know, I'm looking at this cup, I'm thinking this has got to be about. I'm gonna call it 1 ounce, an even 1 ounce. That's it. We're not going to find out if I'm correct because I don't, unless I used a measuring cup. It's not that kind of stream. We're not cooking. We're just chilling. So I think I was talking about fall. First, it's not first day of fall. It's first day that really felt like fall, to be fair. And we just like it. We like fall. There's like an electricity in the air that you don't get otherwise because, you know, in the Northeast, it takes a lot to, it takes everything you got to get through what's coming. And I think people maybe like compensate for that. For a little while, it's like a little more cheery because you're like, oh my God, I want to go outside, I want to die. So you gotta counteract that with something. It's pretty fun. I like fall. I like winter. For a little bit up until like Christmas, then it's a drag. I think it's better pretty quickly. There's the tea. That's the tea, sis. But you know, by the way, my review of that tea, good. thanks for joining my stream. I hope it didn't ruin what's happening between us and our friendship, and I hope we can turn it into something more. I'm gonna be in a polyamorous relationship with each viewer of this video, so if you're watching, come on over. Let's get together, I guess. That's just, it's in the YouTube terms of service. You're legally obligated. I don't know, it's weird. It's not my idea. You know, if you're watching this stream, you're thinking, am I even, like, still on the internet right now, or is this just, am I hallucinating this? And the answer to that question will be, I'm gonna Inception it. It's gonna be the end of Inception. I'm gonna spin the little top. You know, metaphorically, I don't have a top. What is it, Hanukkah? What is it, Kwanzaa? Is it Christmas? Is it Easter? Alright, well, thanks for watching the stream. Is it Labor Day? And thanks for hanging out, and get out of my house. Leave. Go.